Hi yogis, welcome back to a new video. So I know lots of you these days are sitting all day long in front of a computer and working from home, and because I'm doing the same, I know that sometimes when you stand up you can really feel your lower back. So I've put together a sequence of a few yoga poses that should help alleviate that. And so if you have only 15 to 20 minutes, you can try the sequence that follows and let me know in the comments if it helped. If you need a playlist to go with it, then I've created a little playlist on my Spotify profile. It's called Wakey Wakey, and you can find it under America Giannone, or I will link it also in the description of this video below. So I hope you enjoyed this video and let me know what you think about it, and if you need any sequence in the future, just let me know and I'll be happy to plan another video for you. Come into all fours and bring the hands a little bit ahead of the shoulders. With the first inhale breath, start to draw pubic bone into navel, navel into spine, and then look down towards your belly button. Press the hands down and forward and see if you can find more space and lengthening in between the shoulder blades. As you begin to exhale, tilt the pelvis back and up and widen the knees even if they don't move. Then drop the navel down, look forward and pull the hands back towards you to give your back body a good compression. And then as you inhale again, we'll round. So now we'll squeeze the front body and lengthen the back body and let the head drop. Gaze down to your navel again. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back, broaden the seat bones. Pull the hands back towards you and this time focus a little more onto the front of the body, getting a good lengthening sensation throughout the chest and the abdomen. Last one, inhale, press the hands down and away and let that movement around your spine. Let the head hang and relax. And then exhale, widen the seat bones to move back into cow. Then come back to center, neutral spine. Lift the right foot, squeeze it towards the right glutes. Then glide your chest down and in between the hands to move into a variation of cobra. Lift up and check with your lower back how much your lower back can take. And then as you exhale, push the hands down and forward. Keep the elbows squeezed and roll back. Sit onto your knees, round the spine and let the head come up as the last thing. Then move back into cow to do the second side. So this time squeeze the left foot towards the left buttocks. Dive with your chest in between your hands and come up into a cobra variation. Look up. And then as you exhale, push the hands down and forward to glide back and notice the undulation of the spine as you round and come back into Vajrasana to sit up. So we'll do this movement again. This time a little bit more flowy and looking to the sides. So as you inhale, come forward, pick the right foot, dive the left here onto your mat and then come up into a cobra variation, look to the right foot. And then as you exhale, push the hands down to glide back, undulate the spine, start to feel the heat building up into the body. And again, inhale, change side, glide the hands forward, look towards the left, lift the left foot, move into a cobra, look back to the left big toe, exhale, push down to move back in Vajrasana. The head is the last thing that comes up. Inhale, now glide the hands so much forward that your chest hangs up on your mat. Now this might be a little difficult or tricky, so feel free to widen the hands and even bring your hands outside of your mat if you need to. Now once you're here and your chest is touching the mat, take a moment to close the eyes and to receive this movement and to become aware of all the areas that are lengthening right now. So taking in all the sensations that could be in the arms, in the side body, around the chest. And how can you find more depth into these areas? Sometimes we like to bring the chest a little closer to the knees, so that will intensify the sensation. Sometimes we like to tilt the pelvis back and up. It's a tiny movement and it's barely visible, but it has its effect. Steady your breath. We'll be here for 2 long inhales and exhales. Then inhale, open the eyes, glide the hands a little bit back so that you feel that it's safe to move from here. And now start by drawing pubic bone into navel, navel into spine, round, and bring the shoulders on top of your wrists, widen the feet apart, and then exhale, come all the way down, moving for the whole length of the exhalation. Bring the hands outside of your mats and spike the elbows up. And then with the next inhale breath, press the pubic bone down to lift up, again into a back bend. And again, you know how tall you can go, and make sure you connect with the sensations you're feeling in the lower back, and let this sensation be sensations of healing and nourishing, not of hurting or clinging into a shape that your body cannot take right now. Take one more breath, and as you do that, squeeze your glutes to press your pubic bone down and inflate your chest to create space in between the ribs. And then exhale to lower down. Bring the hands back under the shoulders. With the next inhale breath, rise into your back bend. So again, just go as tall as your body wants to go. So let your body say yes. And then exhale, glide back onto your knees and move into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under. And if this is the first time you do downward dog today, you might need to walk it for a moment and then connect your heels down to see in what shape your legs are today. Then walk the feet together and make sure your heels are touching down. So you might have to walk them a little bit closer to your hands for that to happen. With the next inhale breath, press the left heel down, pick the right foot, spread the toes, and draw it all the way back behind you into three-legged dog. Now gaze at the right big toe and flex the right foot. Square the hips and see if you can just lift the right heel a little higher, maintaining the shape of your hips. So connect firmly and deeply with the back of the left leg and receive whatever the back of the left leg is feeling right now, which can be a little intense. Take an inhale breath to now charge. And then as you exhale, lift the left heel, round the spine forward and bring the right knee to your nose and touch the right knee to the nose. Stay here for the exhalation, grip the fingertips down and check that the right hip is lifted up and it's not collapsing down. The weight of the body is spread evenly on both hands. And from here, inhale, look in between the hands and step the right foot to the top of your mat and arrive. Check that right leg is at a 90-degree angle, and then from here, take an inhale breath, pull the right foot towards the left, even if they don't move, and round the spine. Then as you exhale, press the left heel back towards the back of the room, sink the hips down, lift the gaze up, and then pull the hands back towards the left foot. And again, inhale to round, lift the hips and pull the feet towards one another. And exhale to radiate. Now press the feet away from one another, sink the hips down, gaze up, lift the shoulders up, and pull the fingertips back towards the left foot, even if they don't move. Last one, inhale, round, pull the feet towards one another. Exhale, radiate, press the feet away from one another, sink the hips, and gaze up. Neutralize the spine, come back to center. Bring the left foot a little bit closer, bend the left knee. With the next inhale breath, activate the right glute so much that the right heel becomes heavy and squeeze your core. Now from that activation of the right leg, start to tilt the pelvis in and round the spine to rise into a high lunge. And then exhale, bring the shoulders behind the hips and radiate your chest up as you lower the hands down. Now you can bring the hands onto the lower back for this one to connect with that area, which might feel a little tender here. And then lower the hips down while you press the left heel back and maybe straighten the left knee. So imagine you want to touch the left heel back to the back of your mat. Press the right foot down and forward, lean the shoulders a little bit back, and if you feel steady, gaze up. Squeeze the elbows towards one another. Take a deep inhale breath into the left side of your body, especially the left hip flexors. And then as you exhale, sink the hips down a little more and see what happens. Last breath in, inhale, look up, lean back with your shoulders. And exhale, come down. Look down towards the right big toe, straighten the right leg. Now with core control, lower down to bring the fingertips down onto the mat. If you can't reach them, feel free to hang onto a wall or use a chair for support. Once you're here, take an inhale breath and tilt the right pelvis back while the left hip comes forward. Then exhale, bend the elbows and bow into Parsvottanasana. If you want to feel a little bit more of a hamstring stretch here, because you've been sitting a lot, walk the hands back towards the left foot. And then when you inhale, imagine that you can actually straighten your spine, even if it's not maybe possible, but just the action of straightening and tilting your pelvis back and up might take you a little deeper. Close the eyes and surrender for 2 more breaths. Then inhale, look forward, walk the hands back on either side of the right foot, bend the right knee. Now lean onto the left hand, press the palm down, squeeze the right knee towards the left shoulder and come up into a spinal twist. So inhale and reach the right arm high, gaze towards the right hand with your left high, and then let the right arm swing over like a wing. Open it up as far as you can really reach. So reach back and don't attempt to keep it above the shoulder, and maybe even undulate it. And now this might have a ripple effect onto the right glute. So if you're feeling something happening into the whole outside of the right leg, and that's something you need to welcome, because it means that you're working in that region. Take 1 more breath, and if you feel a lot of tightness in your shoulder or in the right glute, imagine this breath starting from that region and just melting all the tension, releasing it. And exhale, circulate the right arm up and over, and then bring the right hand back on the side of the right foot. Stay on your fingertips to straighten the right leg. Look down towards the left big toe, and then press down onto the fingertips, round your back, pick the right foot and bring it back into downward facing dog. Lower the heels down. Inhale, lift the heels, round, look at your navel. Exhale, bend the knees. Stick your buttocks back, press the hands down and forward and bring the chest almost in between the thighs. Twice more. Inhale, round, lift up, look at your navel. Exhale, bend the knees, stick your buttocks back, press the hands down and forward and let the head drop. Now we change a little bit. Inhale, lift the heels. Now undulate forward and bring the shoulders on top of your wrists. Then as you exhale, bend the knees, stick your buttocks back, look forward, press the hands down and forward to undulate back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels. So let's change again, round forward into plank. Exhale, this time sink the hips down into upward facing dog with your toes tucked under. Take another inhale breath here to adjust the pose. So maybe you want to move the shoulders behind the wrist because that's more comfortable. And then as you exhale, tuck the chin into the chest and start rounding back into downward facing dog. Bend the knees and arrive. So then once you come back into downward facing dog, press the heels down and walk the feet closer together like we did for the first side. And prepare now to gift the second side, the same wakey wakey sequence that we just did on the first side. Press the right heel down, take an inhale breath and extend the left leg behind you, spread the toes. Flex the foot. Look down to the left big toe now and see that the weight of the body is spread evenly on both hands. Push the left heel a little bit higher. Connect with the sensations in the back of the right leg. And then inhale to charge. Find energy so that you exhale, lift the right heel and undulate forward, bring the left knee to your nose and touch the nose with the left knee. Stay here, check that the left hip is in line with the right so you're not dropping it, and grip the fingertips down to release any weight from your wrists. Then look in between the hands and without a sound, place the left foot to the top of your mats. Check that the left hip is in line with the left knee. Come on your fingertips. And then inhale to round, pull the feet towards one another, look down to your navel. Exhale to radiate, press the right heel back, gaze forward, sink the hips down. And again, inhale, pull the feet towards one another, press the fingertips down and forward and look down. Exhale to radiate, sinking the hips down and straightening up the chest because that brings you deeper into the right hip flexors. Last one, inhale, pull the feet towards one another, look down to your navel. And then exhale to radiate. Sink the hips down, look up. From here, come back to center. Bring the right foot a little bit closer so you can bend the right knee. This helps when we come up into a lunge. With the next inhale breath, activate the left glute until you feel the left heel becoming very heavy. Pull the feet towards one another. Squeeze Uddiyana Bandha, engage your core. And then start to rise around the spine into a high lunge. Your arms are soft. As you exhale, lean the shoulders back and then let the hands come down so that you can maybe even touch the right knee down to the floor. Maybe not, maybe you just bring it really low. Then bring the hands on either side of your waist for support. And then with every inhale breath, squeeze the elbows towards one another. Press the left foot down and forward and bring the shoulders behind the hips. With every exhale, can you melt and sink the hips down a little more, almost like you wanted to touch the right knee to the mat. Inhale again, press the left foot down and forward. And as you exhale and sink the hips, imagine wanting to touch the right heel to the back of your mat. Last breath in. And as you exhale, straighten the left leg. And then with Uddiyana Bandha, with core control, start to lean all the way down to bring the hands on either side of the left foot. Press the left big toe down so it doesn't lift. So if you want to, you can walk the hands back a little bit. This intensifies the sensation. And you can also point the toes of the left foot back to your face. Inhale, look forward, stick your left hip back and the right hip forward. Exhale, melt your heart over the left knee. Press the fingertips down and forward and bow. So really connect here with the back of the left leg. And some people feel more the hamstrings, which is the upper portion of the thigh. Some people might feel more the calves, which is the lower portion. And some people just feel all of that together at the same time. Then inhale, look forward. Walk the hands back on either side of the left foot, down the left knee. Plant the right hand down. Squeeze the left knee towards the right shoulder. And then with an inhale breath, twist and move the left arm up. And then move it back and away from the center line of the body. And maybe even move it around. Make a movement with your elbow and hand, an undulation. It's like you're caressing your own energy field with the left hand, while simultaneously you press the right hand down and to the right to go a little deeper into that spinal twist and the back of the left leg. Take an inhale breath to inflate your chest. And then exhale, look down, bring the left hand forward and then bring it all the way down into your yoga mat next to the left foot. Staying your fingertips straight on the left leg, look down towards the right big toe. Round the upper back, push the fingertips down onto the floor, pick the left foot, bring it back, downward facing dog. Lower the palms down. Inhale, lift your heels, round forward, move into plank. Exhale, bend the knees and sit down onto your heels. Close the eyes and just drop in and feel the effects of the sequence onto the energy flow within your body, the effects onto your emotional realm, and onto your thoughts formations as well.